Welcome to Pera's Playbook. This is your host, Alex Pera. Let's open up our playbook and see who our guest is. Please enjoy. Welcome to episode 128 of Pera's Playbook, and today we're on our third episode in a row, having a guest from a major TV show right now, Cobra Kai. So we're on a string of Cobra Kai actors and actresses coming on the podcast today. We've got Hudson Hewitt. He was he played a member of the Italian dojo at the Sekai Taikai in part two of season 6 that just dropped in November. So perfect time to talk about it. Hudson, how's it going?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. We were just, I mean, talking off camera about you were t mentioning one of the big games right now. I love this time of year, like for sports especially. There's so much to watch. Any night you turn on the TV, there's something to watch. So like being a huge sports fan, there's always something on. Um, so yeah, it's
No,
great
I
right
love it.
now.
Honestly, besides basketball, I'm a huge basketball fan. It's probably one of the best times of the year just because, like, I don't know, just people talking about parlays and drafts and what is that thing called? Draft, like, was it the lottery? I'm drawing blinks right now.
Oh,
Uh,
like the NFL draft, like
team
guys
plays head
getting.
and head. Like people's teams plays head and head.
Oh, yeah.
What is that called? It's on ES. Wait, I'm drawing a really bad blank
Like
right
bowl
now.
games? Are you thinking
Fantasy
like
team,
bowl game?
fantasy team.
Oh, fantasy
That's what it
football.
is. I couldn't think of the term.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I got you. Oh yeah, a big fantasy football. I love doing that. It's fun. Like there's like you said, there's so much March is too March is awesome too though. March Madness and then like like basketball. I don't know. I feel like for me it depends on the year, like what my favorite sport is. Like in the fall, I'm like, oh yeah, I love football. And then like, when football's over, I'm like, oh yeah, I love basketball or
You
whatever.
have like a top sport?
I don't know.
Like if you just
Probably
like had a lazy day, just wanted to watch like one sport, like basketball, football.
probably football. Basketball number two, I'd say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a
I don't know.
basketball, I'd say for me.
Yeah, it's tough because I like to play basketball, right? Like I like to go, play with people and I mean I like to play football too. When I lived in this town, different town last year, a group of guys would all like get together on weeknights and we'd go to this softball field because somebody could turn the lights on and we'd go out in the outfield and we'd set up a field and we'd just play like, 8-on-8, two-hand touch football or whatever. And I mean it was a lot of fun just to
Mm. My
yeah.
child,
Yeah. So, did you play sports growing up?
I played too many. I played way too many sports than I should have. I'll name all of them and then I'll name the sports that I like love, like I did the most and I excelled at the most. I did swimming, basketball, cross country, track, lacrosse, wrestling, and I think that's everything.
Yeah.
My three was basketball, track in high school. No, basketball, track, and cross country, which I did in high school.
Yeah. So you were a big runner?
Yeah, I was. I don't know how I did it. I really don't. Genetics, maybe. My mom is used to be a pretty big runner back in the day, and I did cross country sixth grade. I was in middle school. I was a very out of shape kid. I was very bad at it. I had to have like some people help me finish the 5K because of how bad I was at it. And then I lost weight. Well, puberty hit me, I guess, if you want to call it that. And I started running cross country again in high school just because I thought a girl was cute on the team. Things you do.
Yeah.
So fast forward 4 years later, I did cross country and track freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year.
Yeah. So like do you still run just for like fun?
Nope, I couldn't.
Neither do I.
I don't know why. My mental can't do it anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
I loved it though when I did it. I mean, I was on varsity, I think 3 years, 4 years, which was very exhausting. We had to run like 10 miles a day. So once I graduated, I was like, I'm done doing this. And too
Right.
many injuries. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way. I did track cross country in high school too, and I don't know, I grew to hate cross country and then ended up switching up my events in track, so I really loved track like all the way through. But
Oh, yeah. Nice.
so when I was like in middle school, I don't know, I feel like kids, you just do whatever. But then like when I got to high school, I was like, I'm gonna be a distance runner. So I was doing all the distance events and I really wasn't that great at it. and we didn't have that many hurdlers. So my senior year, I was like, I'm a tall enough guy. Like I'll give hurdling a shot, and I absolutely loved it. Like it was so much fun. I wish I would have done it earlier. I wish I would have started because I only had 1 year to learn and like progress. Um, but it was so much fun
Yeah.
to hurdle. And but yeah, I grew to hate distance running, so I don't run anymore either.
It's the worst. I mean, I definitely don't regret it. It helped me become disciplined in a lot of ways, but there's no way I could ever do that again. I don't
No
think.
marathons,
No. My buddies asked me if I want
Ironmans or
to. So what?
Ironman, go run an Ironman.
Maybe, maybe an I. I don't know. My buddies asked me if I wanted to run a five, not a 5K, a half a marathon, like last year, and I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah. Like, hey, you want to do this for fun?
I had my fair share at it.
Yeah, yeah. That doesn't, there's some people they absolutely love it, right? Like they get their runners high and I mean they're all into it. Like a good day is go run 12 miles or and that's just crazy.
That was me.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
me. I had a funny story. I was my senior year of high school. I was coming back from an injury, so I wasn't in the best shape ever, and my varsity spot was up for grabs because I wasn't fast as I was. And so I was like, okay, so I don't want to lose my varsity spot. I ran the 800 4x8. Well, so far I did the 800 and 4x8. So my both of those spots were up for grabs because I wasn't as fast as the other people. So I was like, what do I do to get my varsity spot back? And so there was this my one of my friends, Will, he's a mile runner. So I was like, I wonder how fast I can run a mile. I'm just curious. I haven't run a mile in like 2 years. And so he's my coach said that I would have to run a 4 minute and 59 second mile. So I was like, that's gonna be tough. So I did it, and I did like 4:56. And I told my coach never put me in it again. I don't want to do it again. And he put me in it for the rest of the season. And the 4x8. I got that spot back. But yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a pretty solid mile time. Like getting anything under 5 minutes is it's pretty fast.
Mhm.
Um I never got that close, and that's one of the reasons I switched out of distances. I just wasn't that I didn't have that build or drive to even, like and we had some like when I was in high school, we had some really good distance runners. I don't know. I feel like I look at all the local schools now and I look at all the times and I'm like, man, if I was running right now, I'd be getting like top five at every single meet because there's all these slow kids running. But back when I was running, I feel like everybody was fast. All the times were like way higher than they are now. So
What were
I
your
don't know what that.
times? Can I ask?
I don't even remember like my what my best mile time was. Probably somewhere in the mid fives or something like that.
That's
Like I
really
don't
good.
know, or 540 or something. I don't even know if I got that good. I know when I first started, I was probably running like 6 minutes or
I was running like nine, like eight, nine.
really.
I was
Yeah,
very
I'm
much
probably remembering it wrong. I was probably running like 630s the whole time or something like that.
that's
I don't
awesome.
know. And I know I was pretty brutal at cross country. I mean, like my best 5K was probably like I don't know, 22 minutes or 21 minutes, 22 minutes, 23 minutes, somewhere in there. I don't,
Still
and
really good though.
yeah. Well, thanks for boosting my confidence.
Yeah, man. I couldn't right. If you put me in a 5K right now, I'm getting like 12, 28,
It'd
26,
be
right around that
brutal
time.
right now. I tried to get back into running last summer, and I mean it lasted like a few days, and I timed myself doing a couple miles, and it was brutal. I was doing like 10-minute miles. I was so out of so out of shape, just absolutely brutal. And we had guys in back in high school that were doing like 450, 445 for miles. And their 800s were like 2 minutes flat and 205 easy. And then a couple of them ended up going. One of them he went D2 and ended up I think he was a D2 All-American and he was so I felt like super slow when I was running with those guys.
205 is my brother hit 205. I have a twin brother, so we compete in everything, literally everything. And so we ran the 800 together, and he beat me by a lot. I'm never gonna say that again though, but he yeah,
Yeah, well, yeah, you don't want to admit that your sibling is better than you at anything.
never do that.
No,
I'm a
no.
better runner overall, I'd say, I
Yeah.
give myself the running part. Um, he's better at basketball, way better.
Yeah.
But
So if
I
you
hope
one on one, he's gonna beat you in basketball.
the last time we played, I beat him like 12-2. So I don't know.
Yeah. So maybe you're
It's
better at both now.
well, I he's all around. I only thing I can do is shoot and play defense. But he can like drive, fake, all that fun stuff. I can't do that. I'm the most uncoordinated person I know. So I can't do all that. But I can stand in the corner and shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not good at driving. Like if my shooting's off, I'm probably gonna lose. Like that's what I rely on. I rely on my 3-point shooting or um you know pop up jumpers and stuff like that. Like I'm not gonna drive in for a layup or post up against like that's terrible. I'd go play with one of my coworkers and I don't know, he probably had 40, 50 pounds on me. So he would just post up and just back me down and I couldn't do anything to stop him because that's not my game. That's not how I roll.
I feel that. I remember I was playing over Thanksgiving, like that whole week. I was in Pennsylvania. I went to the local YMCA to play basketball, and there's a bunch of like 14, 13-year-old kids. And I was like, oh, I'll run it up. Why not? And dude, they smoked me. I one down and back. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. I kid you not. It was really bad. I was like, I need a sub. This is not gonna go well for me.
Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna school these kids. Like they don't know what's up, and then you're like, holy crap, they're too fast.
I was humbled. I really was. I've
Yeah.
it was really bad.
Yeah. No, I feel that, right? I mean, like, I don't know. I know I'm not that old, but there's many days where I feel old. Like I've been officiating a lot of like middle school and now the high school seasons are starting up for basketball and I'll get home from doing a couple of games and like oh my knee hurts, my ankles hurt, like I'm like cranked up in the recliner, just aching, I need an ice pack and like just feel old, it's and not even that old, right? Like
Don't
I know
even
it's
look
gonna get worse.
at all or seem old at all.
No, no, I mean I'm only 23, so like that's what I'm saying, you know what I mean?
I'm
Like it's
21.
right, but like you start like I feel like as soon as you get out of like for me, like when I got out of college, it was like okay, like now I can actually I'm slowing down and I know that means you got to work out more and you got to keep your body in prime shape or whatever, but you definitely start slowing down.
I gotta stretch more. So that's one thing.
Yes, yes, stretching. Right. And I remember being like when I was in college, I did like intramural flag football and stuff. And my first year, I just jumped on a random team, and I was on a team with a bunch of like fifth and sixth year guys, and they were always complaining about how tired and out of breath they were. And I was like, well, I can run all day, and I totally get it now. Like
Like 2 years later, and you're like, I can't do this.
right, you're right, yeah, exactly. Like a few years, like you're just out of high school, you think you're invincible, and by the time you get out of college, you're like.
I felt that invincible train go down my senior year in high school. I was getting so many injuries. I was like, I'm so done with this right now. I had
Yeah.
in a 2 year span, I think I had like two concussions, herniated disc in my neck, my back was hurting, Achilles was hurting, calves were hurting, shins were hurting. I was like, I'm done.
That's
I did too
brutal.
much.
That's brutal.
Tired.
So let's dive into acting a little bit. Like
Yeah.
what made you want to get into acting or like how'd you decide that you were going to get into acting?
I think the goal long term, I've always wanted to do like sports. Like my fantasy would be like NBA, but I'm not tall. So that's obviously not gonna happen. But I want to do sports. And then so I did a whole bunch of sports through high school. I want to play basketball for as long as I could. And then too many injuries happened. And so I was like, okay, what's like a different like career way I can step into? And I remember a theater elective opened up my senior year, and I was like, this could be fun. Because I've always been expressive ever since I was little. So I joined theater and I was incredibly nervous because I'm low-key like shy, like really shy sometimes. And so getting on stage, I remember my teacher asked me to get on stage and do like a whole bit. And I was sitting there, I was like, no, you're not gonna catch me doing that. So the goal was if I make myself look stupid on stage in front of everybody, then maybe that will help me not be as nervous. And I did. So I acted very stupid on stage. And ever since then, I made the whole class laugh and I ended up loving it. So the shy barrier kind of broke away and I graduated high school and then I stepped into acting class, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I just fell in love with it and just kept on grinding. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I didn't know what steps to take to like do acting, but I just tried my best and try to build as many connections as possible.
Yeah. So let's talk Cobra Kai a little bit. How'd you land your role on Cobra Kai?
That was out of luck. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even so there's this acting website called Actors Access where you can go in and submit yourself to different projects. And I've been a huge fan of the show since 2020 when it came on Netflix. And I was like, if I get this, this would be insane, but there's no way I'm getting this. Because they put like a whole casting call for all the teams in the Sekai Taikai. So I just applied to like every single one, hoping I got one. And I got a call, like an email saying I got one for Team Italy. And I was like, sweet. I don't know what that means, but sweet. And
Yeah.
so they said you will be the team captain of Team Italy. And I was like, that sounds cool. And so I thought I was only supposed to be there for a day. So I got the email. They told me what time I have to be on set. And I thought it was like a one and done thing. And then fast forward 3 months later, I was there for 3 months, which was absolutely insane. So I just applied and got lucky, I guess. I mean, they told me I look Italian, so maybe that might be it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it fits, right? Like, I mean, like I can see it, especially when you throw on the uniform for the Italian dojo. Like it totally fits.
I missed it.
I didn't realize you were the captain. When I was doing my research, I didn't see that. So back to back captains. Last night I recorded, and I'll be getting it by the time this is up. I mean, that one will be posted. But with Diego Moreno, the
Oh,
Team
you know
Mexico
Diego?
captain. Yeah, he was on episode previous to you. So
I
back to
love
back
Diego.
captains. Yeah, I told him you were coming on, and he said, "Oh yeah, we're buddies."
No,
So
he's a man for real. I love that guy. I haven't seen him in a while, but I'll have to text
yeah.
him up.
So Sekai Taikai, I mean, pretty crazy season for Cobra Kai fans. I mean, a lot of twists and turns and a lot of epic stuff
No,
that
for real.
happened. How much did you know, like going into each day of filming? Like, did you know what was going to happen, where the season was going to go? I mean, did they like brief you at the beginning and say like, "Hey, this is the plan for the season"?
Are you caught up?
Yeah, yeah, I've seen well, everything that's on Netflix currently.
Okay, sweet. So I can talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. Spoiler alert for everyone who's
Spoiler
watching.
alert. So we didn't know a lot going into it, or at least, yeah, we didn't know a lot going into it. Um, the only thing I knew what was gonna happen was Kwan's death. I knew that like 3 weeks out, and I knew there's gonna be a big brawl at the end. That's all I knew. They didn't tell us anything else. So one day you walk in the set and Silver's back, and you're just like, what?
That was
Or
crazy. I was
Kenny's
blown
back.
away.
I literally I was just chilling there and I saw somebody with like a ponytail and very tall, big dude, and I was like,
No
dude,
way.
I was a fan watching in real time, like, and then seeing that Kenny was there, Dallas Young was insane, and it was just crazy because I'm a huge fan of the show, so seeing these people was insane, and you're watching it all in real time, and every day they do something amazing that you're like, there's no way they're gonna pull this off or like top it, and you come in a set the next day and they top it. It's actually insane.
Yeah. Right. You're like you're standing next to these people, right? These people you were watching on TV for years, these major actors, that you've idolized growing up, or people who were huge or Karate Kid fans before, and now you're standing next to those, you're in the same room, you're watching them do it in person. I mean, it had to just be like kind of a surreal feeling.
No, it really was. I mean, I got first introduced to Cobra Kai in 2020. I had COVID, so I just started binge watching Cobra Kai like a season a day. And I fell in love with like everybody on the show. It was like my comfort show. And then I'm on set one day and they're just like walking past me. I'm just like, it's it was the most surreal thing ever. I mean,
Yeah.
after a while, you kind of get used to seeing them. After like the first like week, it just because you were there 6 days a week for like 3 months. So for the first like 2 weeks, I was just like, this is crazy. I mean, I was still like that, but I was starstruck. But after 2 weeks, you kind of like get used to their presence a little bit.
Yeah.
like less my goal was to not fanboy the entire time. So it makes it less likely to fanboy, which was nice. But it was insane. Like seeing Johnny Lawrence and like Billy and Ralph Macchio, like it was it still hasn't even set in yet. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and then I mean you're one of them, right? Like you're on the show, you're acting, you're part of everything that's going on. So it's not like you were just there as like a cameraman and you're like watching it all. You know what I mean? Like you were you're starstruck, but at the same time, you're showing up to work just like they're showing up to work.
Mhm. It's crazy, honestly. Like I remember before I booked it, I was at Comic-Con, like meeting these people, and not even knowing I was gonna be on the show in any way, shape, or form. Then 2 weeks
Yeah,
later, I see him every day.
that's wild.
It's like I couldn't even I still haven't processed it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
insane.
no, it's crazy.
It's such a blessing. I could not see this coming from a mile away.
Right. I mean, you never know what you're gonna like what life's gonna throw at you, or like when you throw out kind of you go out on a limb and you like apply for stuff or you like attempt things that you don't think you're gonna get. You really never know. I mean, you've always got a chance. I mean, it's kind of corny, but there's that what you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. I mean,
Mhm.
it's corny, but it's true, right? Like you've always got a chance.
High risk, high reward, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take the chance and something big will come out of it.
Yeah.
And so many I still talk to I met so many people on the cast, on the crew. I still talk to some of them to this day. Um, they're just all around cool people. I was playing basketball with Kenny, Dallas Young, and a couple other buddies as well. And I was just sitting there. I was like, this is crazy. I watched him on TV like 2 years ago. Now I'm playing basketball with him. This is
Yeah.
actually
Did you beat him?
he was I think he was on my team. Yeah, he was on my team. The first game we lost, the second game we won.
Is he a good
But
hooper?
he's really good actually. He's really good at he has good handles and he's good at driving and all that.
Yeah.
He's not he's not the best shooter. Sorry, Dallas, don't hate me for saying that. Uh,
He's not gonna watch this.
if he
You're
ends up
fine.
watching it somehow, don't hate me, Dallas. My fault. You're a good shooter. But I would like to take credit for winning the second game because I had like 12 points. I
Yeah.
just shot threes the entire time, and they went in.
Yeah. So, did you have a martial arts background at all? Like growing up, did you do anything?
I did a day's worth of karate, maybe, if
Yeah.
that. I did it when I was like 6, and I looked at my mom and I was like, I'm done with this. And I never went back to a class.
Yeah. So, did
But
they like run you through some stuff when you got on the show so you didn't look like dumb if
yeah,
you were doing anything?
they taught us how to stand at the right way to pose. And I did a couple things on the mat. Um, so they just if we had to go on the mat for anything, they taught us how to fall or like run this or do that, which
Yeah.
was fun. Took like 2 seconds, but it was amazing.
Were
I
you
mean, it's
was
one in martial arts now. Like I've done a little bit since then, but
yeah.
not consistent.
Was Team Italy like all in on the brawl? I mean, I could not tell. There was so much going on, so many people getting thrown around. It was hard to see like who was in on it.
Like the end brawl, like in
Yeah.
the we were just kind of like everywhere.
Yeah.
Uh, we were just kind of like all over the place, if I'm being honest with you. Team Italy was in on it. Um, in the beginning, we were also in on it. Like the first fight ever, like the first match of the Sekatake, we were in on that as well. We got our butts beat by the Iron Dragons, which was fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, based on how the show went, right? Like Axel looked unbeatable.
Dude,
He's
he's
just like,
actually the sweetest dude ever. He's the nicest guy I've ever met in my entire life.
but he plays such a tough guy on
Yeah,
the.
it's actually insane. Like they do like a fight where they have to act all tough. And then once cut comes out, like to say cut, and then he would just start laughing and like cracking jokes.
Yeah.
Like he'll punch somebody in midair, cut. So where do you want to go for lunch after this? Like stuff like that. It was so funny.
Yeah. That's cool. So if you had to like pick any character from Cobra Kai to be your like fighting champ, right? And like fight for you, like who would you pick?
So I have to choose somebody to fight for
Yeah,
me.
like you'd have to choose somebody and then somebody else. Like I would choose somebody and our two choices would end up fighting 1v1.
Miguel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miguel for sure. I
Yeah.
think he might, yeah, definitely Miguel.
So going with the young. Everyone goes young. That's Diego did the same thing. Can't remember who I think he might have picked. He picked Quan or Miguel, one of them. He went the young route. I went the old route. I was like, I think I'd want Chosen to be my fighter.
Chosen, I love Chosen. Uh, if I had to choose another one, I'd probably choose. It's between Hawk and Quan.
Yeah.
Hawk and Quan. But if I'm going for like the senseis, I choose Johnny. He's my favorite character for
Yeah,
sure.
he's hilarious. I
He's,
mean,
the stuff he would just say, like he can talk so much.
yeah.
Like each, I remember this one scene they made him say like 20 different catchphrases. It was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Like
Yeah.
everybody, he's not just like his character, but his sense of humor is probably just like his character, I'd say.
Yeah. That's what everyone has said. Everyone I've talked to so far said that like on set, he's kind of a funny guy, just like Johnny. He's pretty chill. He's kind of a jokester and it's
He always records. He always has his phone out recording something as well, which I thought was funny.
yeah. I think that's one of the great things about the show, right? It's like there's humor, it's serious, there's drama, there's like all this stuff, all these emotions kind of like mixed together. I thought season like the part two, the Sekai Taiga, all that was a little bit more like I feel like some of the earlier seasons were more, I guess you could say like kid friendly, and then they
Yeah.
kind of like took it up a notch to like, it was a lot darker.
It was really dark. I was even shocked myself. I was like, this is gonna be really dark compared to everything else.
Yeah. No, they definitely stepped it up.
They did, and part three is gonna be even crazier.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that to come out.
Right, right, and that comes out in February. So I mean, we don't have that long to wait. So I mean, that's for us fans.
February 14th, I think, or
Yeah,
13th.
something like that.
I only I only know so much of what's happening, so I don't know a lot, but I know a little bit. So it'd be nice to like watch it for the first time, like to see what's
Right.
going.
Yeah. Well, you know more than the rest of us. So that's yeah, it's gonna be sad to watch it end. It's gonna be one of those shows that I feel like I don't know. There's certain shows you get super involved with, and it's sad. You just want them to keep going. Obviously, shows can't go forever, but it's gonna be one of those ones I feel like it's hard to watch it end.
I'm gonna miss it. I really am. It's I one of the easiest binge-worthy shows ever.
Oh yeah. It's so hard when they release like 5 episodes to not just watch them all in one night. I mean,
I
I gotta like restrain, be like, okay, I gotta make this last like 2 or 3 days.
I'm guilty. I've watched it all in one go. Like I'd
Yeah,
be at work and just like on my break, just like watching on my phone, and then I just go home and I finish at like 3 a.m.
yeah. It's great. For anyone who hasn't watched it, if you watch the Karate Kid movies, you'd like it. If you've never seen the Karate Kid movies, I feel like you'd like it. Like it's for both people who've never seen it, people who were fans. I mean, it's a great show. If you like anything else Netflix has done, it's a
Hmm.
great show.
It's great. It's great for everybody. Even my mom was
Yeah.
like, parents, they were like, "What? You're gonna be on the show? What?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm so excited. It's gonna be a great time."
Yeah. Yeah. So do you have some more stuff in the works? Acting stuff? You working on some other things?
I just finished a movie in Miami in October. It's called Savage Lands. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna come out sometime late next year. That was a lot of fun to shoot. I just found out that Snoop Dogg and DJ Khaled are gonna be a part of it. I didn't know that. So I woke up to my phone yesterday. One of my friends texted me a picture of them on set with DJ Khaled and Snoop Dogg and said that they're like producing it or something. And I was like, what? And then Snoop Dogg
That's
posted
cool.
it on his Instagram story, and I was like, my mouth dropped.
That's
It,
sweet.
it's insane. I love Snoop Dogg and DJ Khaled, but yeah,
Yeah.
did that. I'm doing a T-Mobile commercial, I think Monday or Tuesday. And then I did a movie last year called What You Don't See. They're still in the works of finishing it up. So I don't know when it's gonna come out, but it's like a mental health movie. Have you seen 13 Reasons Why?
I haven't seen it, but I know what it is.
It's like if you take that and put it into a movie. It's
Okay.
very, very dark. It
Yeah.
touches on a lot of men's mental health and suicide, and PTSD and OCD and ADHD and
Yeah,
sexuality and struggling to fit in. So I'm excited for the world to see that because, everybody struggles with mental health. So
right.
film will be
Yeah,
good representation on if anybody needs help, reach out.
yeah. So yeah, so you got a few things kind of in the pipeline here that are going to be um coming out within the next year or two. And then, I mean, obviously, I'm assuming the goal is to just keep going and keep getting more roles. And I mean, do you have, like, do you want to go on TV shows more or movies, or just take anything?
Take anything, to be honest. Whatever I can get, to be honest. I mean, I've just been auditioning a lot. It's kind of slow right now because of the holiday season, but as long as the role fits, then I'd love to do it.
Yeah, yeah. You can't really be too picky. I feel like that's what they say, right, in Hollywood. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you hear a lot of big actors. They talk about certain roles, maybe different roles that they turn down because they were like, "Oh, that movie's gonna suck," and then it turns out to be a huge hit, and they regret turning it down. Like, again, it's kind of like you never know what's gonna happen. Like anything can blow up, take off, especially with the streaming service world.
Oh,
So
it's
many
insane.
people, so many people have those, and they just watch whatever they put out, the original shows. There's so much more easier exposure, right? Like you don't have to go watch a movie in the theater. It can be released on Peacock or Hulu or whatever you have.
Mhm.
And I
Like
feel like that sets it up for success.
like movies that were made in the 90s and 80s can be huge today, like all of a sudden, just because of
Oh
streaming.
yeah.
Plus, COVID boosted a lot of shows.
Yeah,
So,
right.
anything could happen.
Right, yeah, movies that could have been, maybe they didn't have the success in the box office back in the 80s or the 90s, but now that they're on streaming service, people start watching them and they're like, "Hey, this is actually like pretty good." So yeah, they're taking off. Yeah, I feel like you're right. Everyone was at home so much streaming stuff
Mhm.
that and it's just right, like there's something about sitting at home and watching something. I mean, there's definitely obviously like going to a huge movie like, I mean like certain movies like I thought Top Gun Maverick was awesome in the
That is
theaters.
my all-time favorite movie. I'm so glad.
It's mine too. It's
Is
my
it
favorite one.
actually?
Yes, I love that movie.
I watch it so much. I absolutely love it. I used to work at a movie theater when I was in high school, and you know what bus shelter posters are? Like 3 foot by 5 feet, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
I have a Top Gun Maverick poster in my closet. It's huge.
that's sweet.
I love that movie so much.
Yeah. Oh, it was great. I thought it was so much. I mean, like I like the first one a lot too. And my parents were like, "Oh, we like the first one better. I mean, it was good." And I was like, "Well, it's because you grew up with the first one. That's why you like it more. It's kind of like
Second,
a generational thing." But
I think
I thought it was great.
I watched the first one. Actually, I watched the second one first, and then the
Oh,
first.
really?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I saw the first one years ago, but I was so little, I don't remember. So,
Yeah.
second one, and that made me want to watch the first one. And I thought the first one was really good as well. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Tom Cruise is he's awesome. He's I mean, he does all his own stunts too for like movies. Like you see him filming Mission Impossible and he's doing all of his own stunts. I mean, the guy's insane.
I don't know how he does it. Like free falling off of a cliff, like off of a motorcycle, and hanging on inside of every outdoor
Flying airplanes.
flying airplanes. Apparently, he's researching on how to go in space, is what I saw.
Oh, really? That wouldn't
So
surprise me.
he can pull that off, then hats off to him. Oh my gosh. Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I watched a lot of the behind the scenes stuff for Top Gun Maverick, and it was wild. Like watching that. I mean, all the training that they did and everything he did like put him through like an actual kind of flight school type training so they could experience it. And that he actually that plane in the end of the movie when he's flying with Penny Benjamin, that's his plane, I think I read. It's like his personal plane, and he was actually like flying that in the movie because he's a pilot.
Oh yeah. I didn't even know that was his plane. That's insane.
Yeah, I swear that's what I read that it's like his plane and he was flying it in the movie, like
I
actually
know he
flying it,
definitely
no
has it.
stunt doubles.
Does Tom Cruise definitely doesn't even need a stunt double. I don't Tom Cruise is the stunt double, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that movie's great. And then Glenn Powell, love Glenn Powell, he's awesome.
Miles Teller.
Oh yeah, exactly. Great cast.
What else is
Fantastic movie.
the great cast? I watched them. Dude, it's my comfort movie. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. I feel good watching it. It like hypes me up and it makes me happy.
I think got like a 99 or on percent on Rotten Tomatoes or like 100% or something.
Yeah. Right. Anybody who hasn't seen it, you need to watch it. Even if you haven't seen the
Yeah.
first one, like you said, just go out and watch it.
It's for everybody. Like it doesn't matter if
Yeah.
you do action or whatever, you'll still love it.
It's gonna make you want to be a fighter pilot. You're gonna think like, wouldn't that be sweet?
No, I want to, but there's no way I could, you know?
Yeah, same. I feel like I couldn't do it, but I think about it, I'm like, that'd be sweet.
We'd lose whatever we're going in if I'm flying. We're not making it back.
Right,
My
yeah.
vision is terrible. I got my
Yeah. But it looks so cool when they go to the bar and they're like in their jumpsuits or whatever and they're playing Great Balls of Fire and they're drinking beer and like that looks sweet. Like I
you
want to be a
know,
part of that.
even that we're actual like pilots, is what I heard.
What?
All the extras in that scene were all
Oh, I
like
think there were like tons of like actual pilots mixed in throughout the movie, like actual, like which is cool too. Like they get people, throw them in the background, sprinkle them in, give them some screen time. I mean, I
yeah,
think that's so cool.
the class acts. That's why I
It
love Tom.
is. Yeah, I mean, and he wants his movies to be perfect, right? Like that's why they worked on that movie for so long, because he wanted to just be like the best possible. And now they're gonna make another one. I
Top
hope
Gun
it's
3
good.
is so good.
I hope it's good.
I really do. I think it's gonna be good. If it's Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise. He's gonna make it good. And
Yeah.
I know Top Gun Maverick was actually supposed to be released on like streaming because of COVID hit, but I know that Tom Cruise told him no, they wanted to wait
Yeah.
till COVID was over.
Yeah, he wanted it, to be a big premiere, which it deserved because it was
Mhm.
sweet in the theaters.
Now, when I was working at the theaters, it sold out every single day I was there. Like it was actually, especially on the 4th of July. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Never had so much anxiety in my life.
Yeah.
People coming in, it was insane.
Yeah. I don't miss those kind of jobs. Where you like work in the cash register somewhere and like it's just like swarm. Like, I worked at a couple different places. Like I worked at a sporting goods store and like at Christmas it'd just be absolutely nuts, right? The people are just flocking in and they're all crabby because you don't have, they waited till Christmas Eve to buy their Christmas presents and you don't have it, so they're all crabby and it's like, oh man, you're stressed because you just want to get out of there and yeah.
Busy from start to finish.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't miss that stuff.
I need to get started on Christmas shopping.
Yeah, I'm about done with that. So, because I'm getting so busy now where it's like there's no time.
I feel that. I'm finding gaps in between my day to like go to Target to look around and see if I can find anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like most days I just don't have the time. Go to work, ref basketball. I go home and I just want to fall asleep. Like
Like
there's
at the
not.
end of the day, I just want to go home and lay in bed and not do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And up here in Michigan, we're getting dumped on with snow every day, so that's fun.
Dude, I hate the cold so much. You have no idea. I can't stand the cold. It's like my kryptonite. Like if I once I'm outside, I'm in a bad mood. I gotta be inside. It's so
Yeah.
I'm so it's so bad to say it, but I can't stand the cold.
Where are you at?
I'm in Atlanta, but it's like 28 degrees here,
Really? Wow.
and I have a couple jobs. One of my jobs, I work for the Atlanta Hawks, and so I don't get out of work till like 11 o'clock, and it's like 28 degrees outside, and it's bad.
What do you do for the Hawks?
Um, I do retail marketing, so I do like promo stuff for the new gear. I work in the retail shop, and I work like in the warehouse to like help ship orders out and do all that fun stuff. I'm
Yeah.
trying to move up into social media, so hopefully next year I'll be able to touch in that.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
And then my brother is a ball. Well, he's a ball boy for like the Atlanta Dream and Skyhawks, and yeah,
That's pretty sweet.
I love it. It's one of the best jobs ever. It doesn't even feel like a job, to be honest.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, when you're around a sport that you love, I mean, that's where it's at.
Yeah, no,
Be-
for
I feel like that. Yeah, those like being a ball boy or like any of those jobs. I mean, you see too. Like I've seen all the different jobs like at the NFL level, like
Mhm.
ball boy, what they get paid, or like what some of the like different fill in all these different roles. And I'm actually surprised at like what some of the just random NFL jobs, like the sideline, the chain gang at an NFL game, like what they get paid. It's like actually kind of wild. It was
There's
actually pretty solid.
there's so many like positions open, like different like small positions to like make a team, which is a lot of job opportunities for sure.
Yeah,
This is my second year working with them. My brother's been there for I think this is his third season. So yeah, he got me the
yeah,
job.
yeah. That's
And he
sweet.
forever had that above my head.
Yeah, and you don't want that. Now you got to get above his head somehow, right? Like you got to find something.
I'm trying. It's like we have that relationship where like if he does something cool, then I need to do something cool. But if I do something cool, then he needs to do something cool. Like we're always like going like head to head at something.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
I
if I
got
book a
you.
job, then he's like, okay, I'm booking a job now, and vice versa.
Yeah. Does he do some acting too, or?
Because
Yeah,
yeah, he's done a couple projects. He just auditioned for this one big project. Hopefully he gets that. I don't
yeah,
think I can say what it is, but I'm hoping he gets that. If he gets
yeah,
it, I'm rooting for him.
yeah. Well, that's nice. Nice that you're
If
rooting
you're
for each
listening,
other.
I will never be this nice again. Paris.
Yeah. So why don't we end on this question? I mean, I know you were captain of the Italian dojo, but where do you like personally align? Cobra Kai or Miyagi-Do?
Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
People
Cobra Kai.
always do that. They're always like Cobra Kai, and then when you question it, they're like, oh, okay, wait, do I want to be the bad guy
They just seem so much cooler,
and more confident?
more confident. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the Miyagi-Do way. I do. It's great, but Cobra Kai is more cool, I'd say.
Yeah.
Just because they seem more confident and more like they know what they want, you know?
Yeah. I have a hard
Miyagi
time
gives a lot of
picking.
life lessons.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough. Actually, Terry Silver is probably one of my favorite characters because I know
I,
it's crazy because he's right, he's a psycho in the show, but I think the acting is Thomas Ian Griffith. I think he does such a great job with that character. That's why I like the character so much. Um,
he's
I don't
super.
know. Right. And I mean like he kind of made Cobra Kai a little more epic too, right? Like he takes it big time and I know that's not what Miyagi-Do is about, but like in some of those mid seasons where they're getting swag and I mean they're like they're confident. They're like you said they're cooler.
They are, no, 100%. 100%. Like, I want Cobra Kai gear. You know,
Yeah.
take it over Miyagi-Do any day of the week.
No mercy.
Exactly. What does what's the Miyagi-Do saying? What is that? Whack.
I, well, it's
He,
just probably just wax on, whack off. I don't know.
honestly. They
No,
don't got to
strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
strike hard, strike first, no mercy. Did I say that out of order? Strike hard.
No.
Yeah,
It's
there you
yeah,
go.
it's right.
Yeah.
Strike. Is it strike hard? Strike first, strike hard. Which one goes first?
I think it's strike hard first.
Strike hard, strike first, no mercy, sir. Like that's what they would like chant over and over and over.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
That sounds
it's got to be
right.
it.
I love Karate Kid. I remember they were showing the Karate Kid movie as one of the brawls were going on, like in between the scenes. It was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, that's wild. Well,
Very,
Hudson, I appreciate. What were you gonna say?
I said it was very nostalgic.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it is. Definitely. Well, I appreciate you hopping on the pod. It was a great
Yeah, of
time
course.
talking about all kinds
Thanks
of
for
stuff. Yeah, no, this was sweet. Love. I mean, it's such a great show. Love getting some kind of inside vision on on how how it was and what the actors are like and what it was like to be on it and just talk about it. I mean, it's a it's a great show. So if anybody hasn't watched it, I mean, we spoiled half of it for you, but still go out there and watch it. Yeah, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man. Thank you so much for having me. This was a blast. My first ever podcast interview. So,
Here we go. This was number one.
an honor. It's going in the book.
There we go. Cobra Kai never dies.
Cobra Kai never dies, baby.
Thanks for listening. Please stay tuned for more episodes soon.